Massachusetts is being pressured to abandon its leadership in clean energy. You can help stop the Northeast Energy Direct Pipeline project planned by Kinder Morgan to bring gas from the fracking fields in Pennsylvania across New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, known as FERC, has accepted comments on the proposed pipeline and will soon rule on whether land for the pipeline may be taken by eminent domain. FERC has a history of ruling in favor of business like Kinder Morgan. If this happens, as is expected, the movement against the pipeline, which has been led by grassroots organization in the Northeast states, will be taken to the courts. Although it is being marketed as a necessity to bring down prices, there is no proof this pipeline will save money for the people of the region or that more sustainable alternatives have been adequately considered. On the contrary, it appears that the gas is for export and higher prices, enhancing Kinder Morgan's bottom line with the use of federal eminent domain. At a time when religious leaders around the world are calling attention to climate change, the 400-mile NED pipeline would come at the expense of our environment by cutting across ecologically sensitive areas and spanning forest, farms, and neighborhoods along its routes. Residents have the concern of facing 20,000 to 40,000 horsepower compressor stations, which would be noisy, emit fumes, and be a safety hazard to the communities where they are sited. The pipeline would take thousands of acres of permanently protected conservation land out of protection, possibly violating the Massachusetts Constitution. Don't let this pipe dream become a huge counterproductive investment in infrastructure to support the fossil fuel industry at exactly the wrong time. Massachusetts has been the most energy-efficient state in the nation for 5 years running, and the rest of New England and New York are considering major commitments to renewable energy, commitments which would expand the thousands of jobs already created in solar and wind. These would be wiser choices to power our future. For more than a year, grassroots organizations have been leading challenges to the NED pipeline. The Central Massachusetts-based Mount Grace Land Conservation Trust has tenaciously defended the more than 100 public trust lands intentionally targeted by the pipeline company in just one state. Ultimately, this fight will be fought in the courts, where legal expenses of at least $250,000 will be incurred. The Pipeline Awareness Network for the Northeast is a nonprofit organization that has hired an energy and regulatory attorney and is conducting a fundraising campaign for legal fees to be incurred in this fight. Please join me in supporting Mount Grace Land Conservation Trust, Plan Northeast, the Mass Power Forward Coalition, and the many other grassroots groups that are fighting this pipeline. Learn more and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and email. There is still time to act to influence the decision about whether the pipeline project will become a reality for New England. Together, we can make a difference.